Hello. Nowadays, I got some comments and questions in my social media channels like YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And also, a few months ago, I attended an event in Tampere. It was like a Q&A session about my lifestyle in Finland. Yeah, and then I thought maybe I should make one video where I answer those questions. Yeah, so this is the most common question I've got. I think I have got this question more than 50 times or even closer to 100 times after I moved to Finland. Yeah, but anyway, I moved to Finland for my master's degree. So I studied in University of Jyväskylä. And then people wonder, but why Finland? Fair point. So my first choice was actually Spain, Barcelona. I wanted to go to the business school there because I have played football for a long time since childhood and I thought it would be really nice to study there. Yeah, and I even visited Spain during my holidays long time ago and I loved it. But then I found out if you study there, tuition fee can be really expensive for students outside of EU. And some people mentioned that some school systems are not very organized. That was the common complaint I heard from local people. Yeah, so I started checking for other options and I opened my laptop. I googled like Europe master degree free. Then Google showed me Norway, Finland, Estonia, Germany back then. Yeah, and I checked some courses, and there are some schools organized in English. And I applied for schools in Finland and Norway, and two schools in Finland accepted me, and that's how I chose Finland. There are two types of people who live in Finland now. Like some people have really wanted to come to Finland for a long time because they have liked Finnish designs or architectures, sauna, and so on. And finally, they managed to move to Finland. Well, there are some other people who moved to Finland after like different coincidences or happenings and so on. I'm the latter one. I didn't know much about Finland when I moved here, but now I have to say that was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I'm happy that I chose Finland. But anyway, that's how I ended up in Finland. Yeah, about this one, hmm, I'm not gonna give you very typical answers here. Like, for instance, design, sauna, those ones are great, but they are not the reasons why I'm still living here. I would say the quality of life is good here. Of course, if you see some like news and some media articles, nowadays you see many negative news about Finnish social securities or all those kind of stuff. But still, I would say I like the lifestyle here. And Finland is probably not the most entertaining countries. If you think about like tourism here, there are way more things you can do in other European countries. But if you think about living, I think Finland still offers one of the best like quality of life. Like one example is water and air quality. That's something like we tend to forget on our daily life, but every time when I travel in other countries, let's say Southern Europe, after a few days, uh, I start missing Finland, like Finnish lifestyle, because the water is really good and tasty here. I mean, the tap water, you don't even have to buy water from the stores like in many other countries. And air quality is really nice here. Like, you really feel it after you go to some other places where air quality can be a bit polluted. So every time when I arrive in Helsinki airport, I really feel it and I realize how much I like living here. And we might take it for granted, but I think we should be proud of that kind of good lifestyle here, and that's something I really appreciate. And of course, I like how easy to access to nature, even from the city center. Like for example, I'm now filming this really close to the city center, but we still get to access this kind of some small nature nearby. and there's a bay here, and I can even walk to the sea from here. I miss my family, food, seasonal events, and onsen, also known as hot springs. Even though lately there are many like Japanese food options in Helsinki and I really appreciate it, but still I miss Japanese food. And please don't tell me that we have sushi and ramen in Helsinki and you still miss it. Yes, I do, because they are different. Like, no offense, I'm just telling the fact that they are different. Even though I still have sushi here, I enjoy it, but it's different. I love sauna, but at the same time, I love hot springs. I really miss it. Yeah, but luckily, I get to visit Japan twice a year, or at least once a year, so I'm managing it. I'm not really sure, but for now, what I can say is I don't really have clear plans to move back to Japan because I'm satisfied with my life in Finland. What I want to do is making career here, establishing my family, and enjoy life with my future wife and kids. So I'm not thinking of moving back to Japan for now. This is quite a big topic. I can list so many things, but I would say rationality and simplicity in many ways. And this is not like good or bad. So let's not like criticize each other's customs, but about rationality, I think Finland is really rational in many ways and streamlined. And I have actually one good example. So when I attend weddings in Japan, we are supposed to bring cash, and we just don't bring cash in the envelope. We bring like specific amount of money, not like you can decide, but you are expected to bring specific amount. So let's say usually for friends it's 30,000 Japanese yen, and you have to put the money in the nice envelope which is specifically designed for the weddings. After that, you need to write congratulating words and your name really nicely. But in Finland, one culture shock I got was in the invitations they write the bank account. And you can of course bring cash to some weddings if they prefer, but it's really common that you just transfer money to the bank account. And I found it really like hilarious, but at the same time, I like the system because personally I don't like bringing cash. It's way easier to transfer money, but it's just kind of I don't know, still like funny for me that you don't bring cash. And I think in Japan that kind of behavior is still expected. And let's say in Japan people care more about how it looks. Which one is easier? Of course Finnish way, yeah. But that's not how things work in Japan, and that was actually one big culture shock to me. And when I told it to my family, they found it really interesting. And here again, I'm not saying which one is good or bad. It's just a difference. Yeah, and another point is like simplicity, and especially about communication. So I worked for a Japanese company for 3.5 years, and now I'm working for a Finnish company. Well, first of all, in general here, you can talk to pretty much everybody in the same manner. Like you don't have to be too formal if you talk to the big boss. You can just talk really easily in Finland. But in Japan, of course, it depends on the company, but still, you need to be a bit formal. And when writing an email, this is also one culture shock. Usually, if you write an email to a Japanese boss in Japan, the email can be way longer than Finnish ones. So it starts from Department of XX, XX team, Director, Mr. or Miss XX. Hello or good afternoon. I hope you have been doing well, or thank you always for our cooperation. regarding the project XXX, I have attached this template. It is about something. I know you're busy, but could you please check, etc. Thank you. But anyway, it can be long and can be complicated because you need to use like a bit formal words there. Yeah, but in Finland, even if you write an email to some boss in other teams, it can be like, "Hi, first name, can you check this best figures?" So I guess if you write one email to a Japanese boss in Japan, you can write easily 5 emails to a Finnish boss in Finland. Yeah, so as I said, I moved to Uvascular for my master's degree. So I studied international business and entrepreneurship at the University of Uvascular. So that was my major. And of course, we had to take at least one Finnish language course. Somehow I completed up to Suominelia. I finished all of the courses, but I was writing my thesis. Even though I enjoyed living in Uvascular, I wanted to move somewhere, and I found a winter work in Rovaniemi, so in Lapland. So I worked there in the office. Basically, I was helping customers or making schedules for our guides, or doing some translation work as well. I was there for 4 months, basically during busy winter time, and sometimes when we got some Japanese customers who don't speak English, I was also able to go to like tours with them, like Northern Lights tours, husky rides, reindeer rides. So it was really fun. And after that, I finished my thesis and I found a summer job in Tampere. And that company was like a fast growing startup. There weren't many employees back then. There were, I think, like only 50 to 60 employees back then, and I was the only one foreigner there. Really unique experience. And since it was growing really fast, things changed really quickly every day. Yeah, and I forgot to mention that there I was in the sales development team, and after the summer job period ended, they offered me an extension, so I worked there in total 1.5 years. And after that, I found a full-time job in Helsinki in the automotive industry, mainly doing the product marketing, business development, business analytics, and I worked for 4 years. And I really liked people there. The colleagues were really like helpful and supportive and very friendly. And the workplace was really international. The company's language was English. For me, the industry itself was really new, but as I said, the colleagues were really helpful, and sometimes even when I was struggling with some projects or tasks, I got help each time. So those colleagues were the best things there. I think I have been really lucky. But I changed my job this summer. I think some of you know already. I just started in August at the new workplace. It's a Finnish company. And so far things have been going really well. But anyway, I'm happy about all the opportunities I got, and those experiences made me think that I want to make my career here. In the future, I don't know how things goes. Do I keep working for a company and try to get promoted, or do I want to have my own businesses someday? I'm interested in it as well. Yeah, but let's see. I have many things I want to achieve, but for now, I'm focusing on my new work. And at the new workplace, my main job description is business analytics and development projects. Yeah, and I like it because there are two different sides. So analytical sides, so by crunching numbers, and the other one is more like managing the project, like system integrations, for example. So it requires deep communications with suppliers and other team members. Yeah, that's it for now. If you have other questions, please feel free to comment in the comment section. I might make another Q&A video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Moikka!